Well, 25 minutes after the hour right now, and there is a new setback in the efforts to keep down the cost of health care. The IRS is now barring American companies from offering their workers money to buy coverage in the individual health care exchanges. Now, the tax agency is threatening to slap companies with big fines if they try to shift workers out of the company insurance and into the Obamacare marketplace. Let's talk to Charlie Gasparino. He's senior correspondent with the Fox Business Network. Hi there, Charlie. So the IRS issued this reg within the past month. We're all just figuring it out right now. How did this happen with no one knowing?
Well, I mean, how did the whole law happen with no one knowing? I mean, that's half the problem here.
Well,
I mean,
people had read it. That would be different. But these are IRS bureaucrats who are issuing this regulation, and it flew under the radar.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. If you ever read, I did not read the entire Obamacare law, but I read parts of it. If you ever read it, it's mind-numbing. There's a lot of different things in there. It's going to take a long time actually to figure this out. I'm not defending. I'm just telling you, this thing is a real mess. And here's a big problem here because, you know, what you're doing with this by slapping on these penalties is you're basically telling employers, hire less people, automate more. And if you do that, you don't have to give people health insurance because remember, Obamacare isn't really subsidized medicine. What it is subsidized insurance, and it's an insurance mandate. So if you hire less people, you have to provide less insurance. And one of the crazy things about this one rule is that, you know, employers would provide people with some sort of subsidy to buy private insurance in the past. It would be non-taxable income. What this is essentially saying, if you do that, it's taxable income. You, the employer, will be taxed on it. You, the employee, will be taxed on it as well. It's one of the many absurdities of Obamacare. And I'll tell you, this is wild because as a journalist, Obamacare is kind of the gift that keeps on giving. There's so much insanity to this. Yeah. We're gonna have endless stories over the next 4 years. But for average Americans and for employers and for companies, it's a disaster.
So this is really a thumbs down for companies that were hoping to save some money by shifting people to the exchanges, so that companies would no longer have to provide for them either if they're self-insured or if they purchase insurance as a big block.
But not only that, it makes it more difficult and more costly for employers to give a subsidy to employees to buy outside insurance. Do you remember that subsidy?
Because they would get taxed on it.
That's it, okay. And that's the problem. So what's the solution? Hire less people.
Yeah, gosh. That's a bad one. Though I guess for the employees, if they continue to be employees, at least they don't get shifted onto the exchanges, which a lot of folks don't want to be put in that position right now.
Yeah, no, that's true, and that's why it sounds good. But I mean, listen, when you start telling businesses you have to do X, Y, and Z, it has to, you have to pay this much money. That is that's not an incentive to keep hiring people, and we have a jobs problem in this country. Obamacare is going to cost jobs. This is one more example of how it does that.
All right, Charlie Gasparino, thanks so much for joining us on this
Anytime.
Memorial Day. We'll talk to you again real soon.